So welcome to episode 5, you guys. Woo! Don't got the pop filter on.
All right. No, you're good, my friend. You're good. All right, yes, guys. Episode 5, Controlled Chaos Podcast. Good to see y'all again. Whoever's on our live stream or whoever's going to be catching our podcast a little bit later on once we get the ball rolling on that. Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll start things off. Same thing around. We'll go ahead and for our new viewers, we'll go ahead and put in our introductions. We'll go ahead and we'll switch it up this time around. I'll go ahead and start it off, and then we'll make our way over there. So Derrick, sound engineer for Controlled Chaos, Sexy Waves Extraordinaire. If you guys don't already know, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something a little bit different for these upcoming podcasts. You guys can call me Slick Rick. Rick. And then whenever I
don't know, Rick.
Yeah, whenever exactly. No, James got it. Yeah, me and James we're operating on the same wavelength there.
Oh boy.
All right, but you guys can call me Slick Rick too.
Oh lord.
All right, what about you, Aaron? Introduce yourself.
Aaron, editor and BTS photographer, videographer. I don't have as much personality as this guy. He's just born with it. So no. I mean, he started off for real.
He doesn't need personality. He just gets results, man.
Just results.
Just get results.
I wish.
He gets the ball rolling on that. Go ahead, Court.
Hey, Courtney Holland here. I've been here for the past, 2 or 3 podcasts?
Welcome back.
Because of work. I'm here.
Doing his thing.
I'm here. For you new viewers, I'm one of the actors in the group. I go by Court. Anything that goes, I'm cool with it. And yeah, that's me.
All right.
I am James.
All right.
Director, cinematographer, writer.
The man.
All that shit. Yeah, and that's me in a nutshell.
And then Eddie the cheeseburger over there.
Cheeseburger. Anyway, I'm Jay, pyrotechnics and special effects on this team.
Jay.
You know, I call myself Jay, and my real name's Jeremy though. So yeah,
It's Jay.
it's Jay.
We're changing it.
Just call me Jay, please. Because nobody can pronounce my name right.
It's just cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger Eddie, man.
Just
Slick
Eddie.
Rick
Just call him
approves.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
You got.
I'm glad to get him a Cheeseburger Eddie shirt for these episodes.
I'm not gonna lie, I would totally wear that. I would totally wear that.
With Terry
Yes.
Crews.
Exactly.
I got them fries.
And burgers.
Fries, I'll cross your wires.
Oh, real quick. Hey, James.
What's up?
T8 Calitrolls? He's asking, what is this?
What is this?
Let's pop it.
This is
What is
The
poppin'?
Controlled Chaos
Oh,
podcast.
what's up, bro? Oh, that's my homie. This is a podcast that
Everyone on your Twitch, your
our
homie.
film production company is going to be
It's-
doing.
yeah, it's his
we do it
Twitch,
every
yeah.
Thursday, bro. So if you have any questions on anything
Thursday?
film related,
Today's
we do it every
you can
Thursday,
as a
but today's
Tell
Friday.
us.
Yeah, usually we do it
every
Thursday.
Yeah.
Usually.
But if you have any questions about like what we do as a team and film related questions,
I mean, even random
we do,
questions.
like,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do random questions too.
Random questions.
films.
Open
Any
books.
questions, just ask away.
Not that
We will
open.
answer, my brother.
Yeah.
My brother.
My brother.
My
My
brother.
brother.
Do you know the way, my brother?
All right, so I kind of just wanted to start things off. I mean, how's everybody's week so far? Anybody want to add? You guys have a good Halloween?
Oh
You guys,
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
do the trick or treating or did you
No,
guys...
because
I did
I
somewhat.
Sorry,
No, you're right.
Go ahead, anybody.
We'll go down the line.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of went trick or treating. Like, I went to Bonnie Screams and like there was this girl inside of a giant play box saying,
Nice.
handing out candy.
Never too
So-
old for that.
I was
Play
like,
box?
yeah.
Are you talking like you said play box, right?
As in, think Jack in the Box.
Oh,
So I was thinking
Oh,
play
Jack
box.
in the
Like, think
Box.
Jack in the
Oh,
Box.
I was like,
Say
was
play
like-
box. I was
trying to imagine that.
Too.
Okay.
What's in the box?
And she didn't scare
Were you
guys?
were you wearing your Hero Academia costume?
Yeah, actually.
oh, really?
How many people do you have to explain that
dope.
to?
Huh?
How many people did you have to explain that to?
Everyone.
Because
Insert picture right here. No,
For y'all normies
Uncultured.
out there.
Uncultured
I didn't even
people.
know.
Uncultured
I didn't even
swine.
know.
I'm a professional weeb.
Nice.
I caught that last time on the edit too. I was like, wow.
Nice. What about you, James? Anything? Any costumes?
No costumes.
No
I
costumes.
went as a father. I
Yes.
was that.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, that's
My mother
nice.
Went around and got him a bunch of candy that he ate most of it.
He ate most of it. You got like a little Tootsie Roll or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, you see what
I'm trying to
people...
stay away from that shit.
Yeah, see me a Tootsie Pop there, bro.
My mom bought a whole bowl of freaking Butterfingers and shit.
Oh!
You see, what people don't know about James is he's in costume 24/7, 365. He's always dressed up as the man of your dreams. That's what.
No, okay.
You heard it here first, lady.
It's a slick Rick approves. That's the.
You gotta say it in a sexy voice.
Deep voice.
A deep sexy voice.
Oh yeah.
Slick Rick approves it.
And then when you get really cocky, just say "Slick approves."
I'm gonna have a ringtone for him, like I'm Slick Rick every time I text him.
Oh, Derrick, I'm gonna make you that
I'm gonna set
ringtone
that
now.
up in our text messages.
I'm gonna make you that ringtone.
It's just Derrick going, "Oh yeah."
Slick Rick.
What the hell? That's Derrick.
Slick Rick appreciates.
That's my boy Slick.
Don't forget the Rick.
Slick Rick.
What?
Wait, whoa.
What?
Don't get
Well,
the pot
now.
out again.
Well, now.
Eh? I didn't
mean-
say it.
Now, Courtney, you were at work, you said. I mean, did you guys do
was.
anything special at the work office, you know?
No, I just
Did you guys dress up?
I mean, some people did. I don't care for Halloween that much. Ever since I was
Boo.
a kid, I just wasn't allowed to because religious reasons. But
Right.
even if I were to celebrate it now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. To be honest, I just don't really care for it. Just don't. But work wise, I got off at 6.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Hey, we're gonna be out. So do you mind coming by the house and just giving kids out for candy? I'll buy you pizza." I'm like,
Giving kids out for
"Let's go."
candy?
Oh, yo. Okay.
Giving kids out for candy. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Giving candy out to kids. So,
Absolutely, yeah. I give it. Here's a
And
kid for you. A
Specific
kid for you.
ethnicity you looking for there, buddy?
That was my Halloween, y'all. I had a Domino's pizza with some cheesy bread, just giving out candies,
There
sitting
you
back
go.
watching movies. And yeah, that was
Why
pretty
don't you
much
tell
it.
us to come through? We would have come
Any
through.
Halloween
Life.
movies? Were you at least watching Halloween movies?
No, I was
No.
watching like a lot of like the 1950s horror type movies. So like
Ooh, I
would
like
watch,
that.
Ooh, classics.
yeah, like
what?
Hocus Pocus.
not Hocus Pocus, but, it's if you have DirecTV, it's the TCM channels, like a lot of the throwbacks from
TCM.
like.
Oh, yeah.
I gotcha. No.
So I was watching
Oh,
like
TCM, yeah.
Some of the good
what was
stuff,
I
like the
watching?
Vincent Price horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the original House on Haunted Hill.
And Nosferatu, I was watching.
Ooh,
that too.
Nosferatu.
450 stuff,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
watching a lot of
Shout out to
classics
SpongeBob.
because I love my
Yeah.
classic
Out
films.
Oh, that's
Nosferatu.
awesome.
Love my
Dude.
classic films.
Awesome.
But yeah, that was my Halloween.
How about the
yeah.
Hashing Slash? Did you watch that
I have
film?
a soft spot for the 50s horror movies. There's a really, really terrible director, but terrible in a good way. His name is Ed Wood.
Edward.
So,
Oh, Ed Wood.
you know, yeah, Jeremy knows what I'm talking about. There was actually a Tim Burton movie about that and stuff.
Yeah.
So his movies
Burton
became
movie.
cult classics. Like they were absolutely terrible. Like he had, like in his mind, these were great movies. Like Plan 9 from Outer Space, that was an Ed Wood movie and stuff. So there were continuity errors when he was editing it out. The cameras.
Jeez.
There were people that were playing two different characters, and it clearly was two different characters. And like his budget was so low, like he actually had like ministers from his town actually, playing in like these weird roles and stuff. You guys got to look into Ed Wood, but yeah, you'll probably see a couple of his stuff on TCM.
Oh
so
man.
I mean, you can write that off as like an art choice too. So I mean,
yeah, exactly,
you
right.
could.
These days,
that's what's
these
interesting.
days, right?
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
Exactly.
can question your art.
Warhol films. Are just
Terrible. Yeah, seriously.
watch myself eat a cheeseburger.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, James, that's
Cheeseburger Eddie
It's all,
remake
it's
that.
all part of the art.
Oh my God.
Just
What
cheese- just
about you,
cheeseburger.
Aaron? Go ahead.
Oh
Hey,
Lord, my
Raul.
Halloween, it was very. Our house only got like what 3 doorbells.
Okay.
really.
'Cause, yeah, I guess our community, like they kind of. I live in a gated community. I don't like to throw that out there because people are like, oh, you're a rich person, but it's like no.
No, I live in a gated community. I'm not rich. Poor as fuck.
Well, on our side, on the whole like east side and stuff. So, but anyways, so yeah, apparently they actually closed off like the sidewalk for that. Not sidewalk, but like the gate where people can walk through. So there weren't a lot of like people, like kids that like kind of came through. I mean, I wasn't down to like hand out candy anyways. And well, before that, I actually worked, and I wanted to dress up. Well, not exactly dress up. Like if you see in the last episode, I had a dinosaur onesie, almost Kigurumi looking like thing. I wanted to wear that, but it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
It got pretty cold up in Bonnie Springs. It was freezing.
Oh, I'm
Actually, I take
oh.
that back. It was
Oh,
freezing.
that's good. Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like I got home.
Yeah.
I just wanted to chill. Like I didn't want to be in the mood to hand out candy or anything.
Yeah.
Doorbell rang. My mom's like, "Go!" And everyone's home. I'm like, "You got two other of your kids just sitting there doing nothing. Why me? I just got home from work."
Right, you got a younger daughter. Isn't always like the youngest child that has to do like all the
I was the
work?
doorman the last 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. So I didn't hand out candy at all. But
hear you, man.
even then, it was like I said, only like 3-4 doorbells. So
I feel you.
damn, this year was
A lot of kids are doing trunk or treats now.
didn't even feel like
Yeah, the
Halloween.
trunk or treats. There's a lot of social like meet and greet Halloween events now and stuff. But I mean, it's like in my complex we didn't get anybody and stuff. And if they were, they'd be getting ramen noodles. Actually, I posted about this on my Facebook. I was like, instead of trick or treat, y'all better be saying chicken or beef. You know, that's all you guys are. I got the creamy chicken. I got the good stuff too. So
You don't got
Drop
shrimp?
chicken.
You don't got the shrimp flavor?
man, I'm not a big fan of the shrimp flavor. Honestly,
I'm not
to
a
be
fan
honest
of it
with you.
either.
Shrimp is
Yeah.
actually good. I like that
I
one.
actually grew
I'm
out of
not
the
a big
shrimp
fan. I'm
flavor.
not a
Maybe,
big fan
maybe
of
that
that.
was.
Whoa. What about the 5 cheese one? You guys like that one? The 5 cheese?
There's 5 cheese ramen?
Yeah, 5
Damn.
cheese ramen.
Wait, what?
Never had that?
Wait,
No,
like,
I never
wait,
even heard of that.
Wait,
wait.
Where did you buy that from?
That's what I'm saying.
Walmart?
So, what
No
the?
way, there's 5 cheese ramen.
Maybe it's not 5 cheese, but it is cheese.
Maruchan brand.
Yeah, cheese ramen.
What the?
You know, it wasn't like Sara Lee or like one of the higher end
Sara
ones.
Lee.
I'm
No,
looking it
no,
up.
it was-
I'm looking it up.
If Sara Lee ever releases a ramen line, I am not eating that shit.
I used to kill that as a kid.
What the hell?
This ain't ramen noodles, it's fettuccine. This ain't.
But I still fucks with it. And then just finish that shit.
But I like my ramen spicy.
Holy shit.
There you
Exactly.
go.
I like it spicy.
Maruchan instant lunch cheddar cheese.
Yep, cheddar cheese. That's what it was.
Cheddar cheese.
Wow.
5 cheese.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Do you have the package?
My childhood.
Yeah,
man.
well, here, I'll look up the image for
What
you.
the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, look. There you go.
Cheddar
That's
cheese?
it.
It's blue?
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
What the hell?
That's unbelievable.
What the hell?
God.
Aaron, insert image
Change in
here so the
management.
viewers can see.
You know what it is? It's probably because it was a change in management. Now Maruchan Ramen is probably held somewhere in like Omaha, Nebraska or something like that.
Maybe
So
it's an East Coast thing. I don't know.
is it maybe an East?
Because they know for their cheeses and shit.
Oh,
I
Wisconsin.
guess so.
Yeah,
So-
you're not wrong.
Man.
Somewhere like just hillbilly country. That'd be hella fun. You know what I think will be good?
Some cheddar cheese.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since we're already kind of on this topic, you know, with the
Some
whole
whiskey
Halloween
ramen.
type of thing, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I mean,
Yeah.
best Halloween costume you guys have ever had, ever made, or if you guys aren't really into Halloween, I know Courtney says that, you know, for religious reasons, you know, he never really dressed up. Best
Respectable.
Halloween costume you've ever seen. How about that?
Scene or a costume you would like to do?
Man.
Either way,
Either one, yeah.
either way, we'll just throw it out there. Whatever you guys want to do.
Ooh, so for me, the best costume that I ever did was my Red Hood costume.
Oh, dope.
No, what was funny was that was the year that everyone was talking about how there was killer clowns all over the place. So
I remember that.
Yeah, I literally
yeah.
carried my metal BB airsoft guns in my back pockets, and I was Red Hood, so it looked fine. But I knew that if a clown like came straight at me, I'd shoot him right in the face with a metal BB gun.
Because
I'm like,
cheeseburger
come at
got
me, I'm
that
gonna
thing on
shoot
him,
you.
y'all.
Exactly.
Got that thing on him.
It might go down. It
Exactly.
might happen. It might happen. Just to be sure.
Best one I seen was a legit Master Chief suit.
Oh, really?
yeah, I've seen those. Those are nice.
Like full metal. Like this dude had built it all by himself and
Yeah.
had a legit Master Chief fucking costume. She was so dope. I was like, I want that. Put that shit in my living room.
I hear you. I hear you.
Look at the chief.
Look at him.
I'm not gonna lie, I see James.
Actual guy.
Oh man.
I see James like doing like a costume with his son. Like you ever see those like giant cardboard ones where it's literally
Yeah,
like the mechs,
Yeah.
and the kid is sitting in the front pilot seat.
Exactly.
I was like, I see James doing that with his son. I feel like that would be cool.
Maybe in the future. We'll see.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you get there.
Actually, you get brownie points in the bedroom for that too. If I had Master Chief, I was just like, that's a panty dropper right there.
You're seeing
Is that Master Chief?
Here you go.
Just start stripping down.
Anything for you, baby.
in the middle of it. Is that? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Just stares at Master Chief the whole time while he's getting it on.
That's for you, man.
On a 9-hour drive, but I was stopped by. Hey, what's up, pal? How you doing? 9-hour drive? I thought it was 8-hour drive.
Who? What?
Out
When?
in Amber. That's like the homie right there.
Nice.
9-hour drive.
Everyone on your
Hopefully
Twitch
we
is your
can
homie.
entertain you on your drive to wherever it is in Australia. I don't know where that's at.
Well, it's only for like an hour.
Aussie.
nuts.
She's an Aussie. Yeah.
She?
That's dope.
She.
She, okay.
She's an Aussie. Yeah.
They did an
I got
Aussie once.
Jeremy
She's
intrigued
an
all the way
Aussie.
up.
She's how do you even say?
She's
that?
an Aussie. She's an Aussie.
Aussie, yeah.
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 She was trying to teach me some like Australian slang the other day, and I was just
Man.
Like
Really?
shrimp on the. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not
Barbie.
gonna butcher
Find the
it
most
again,
offensive thing.
Yeah.
But
Butch-
like, yeah,
but-
she's pretty chill.
I
That's
do,
cool.
and I don't want to go to Australia.
That's dope.
I told them
I do.
because
I don't care how
of the
poisonous things
fucking
are.
nasty ass bugs and shit they got over there.
No, it's,
Okay, well,
it's that.
it's
It's
not-
those alien creature bugs they got.
I want to go see those alien creature bugs, so I would be totally down to go.
There's too
Time
many
zones,
deadly-
man. Time zones.
And the Joeys.
In the
Joeys.
Joeys.
And the Joeys.
The Joeys.
Uh-huh.
Kangaroo
She
Jack.
calls us like time travelers because we're like a whole day ahead of her and shit.
Ooh,
That's cool.
That's
that is dope.
that
How
is
often do you actually come across kangaroos, like in Australia? Is that fairly common? Like,
Yeah,
is that-
I'm curious about
yeah.
that now too.
which you butchered. Wanted to
Oh
point
gosh.
out.
She comes in talking wild. Okay.
God. Now I've got that idea implanted in my head now. Now when I associate Kyle with Amber with anything, I'm just like, oh, you're the kangaroo killer or whatever.
But Mike, I am totally proud of you.
Oh.
Oh, that's cute.
That was like it.
That's so cute.
And
She gonna bring me down.
made you
lift
feel
me back
better.
up.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, man. You gotta bring them down.
I had talked to her about how many times she sees like
Yeah.
kangaroos and shit.
She said every single day.
Every single
One in
day.
the backyard right now.
I'm hanging with one right now.
I had to fend them off. In
His
my
name is
broom.
Jimmy.
The only kangaroo I've seen is like the meme with the big brolic ass kangaroo.
But the guy that was like,
yeah,
takes a jab and he just
I'm
stops,
Don't fuck
right?
with no kangaroo, man. That's just bad.
No,
I
that's
saw
what you
I saw a meme of a kangaroo jumping on a trampoline. It was
How
weird.
elastic? How elastic are those pouches? So they have baby kangaroos, but then like I was thinking this other day when I was watching the Family Guy skit where they had Peter in a kangaroo pouch and like the kangaroo just like could not move and shit. Like is that realistic? I want to say that's realistic, right? They can't have a 300-pound fat man in that pouch, right?
Slick Rick wants to get in your pouch.
Slicker wants to get in that pouch.
past like 7 already.
Damn.
Like 7 p.m., 7 a.m.
Okay.
No, I think 7 kangaroos.
Oh, wow.
Got it. Okay, fair
So
enough.
it's like deer. Well, there's not really deer out here. Well, in New York, there was a lot of deer.
In Utah, there's a lot of deer.
Well,
Out here, there's a lot of sand.
Fair enough.
Passed a lot of.
We passed a lot of sand. Look, there's some sand right there.
I have a question. Do you see like kangaroos in the city sometimes, like in residential areas?
Do they like walk by? Like if you have an open backyard, do they walk by like deer?
They could, yeah.
They could smuggle
I
drugs
bet.
for the Colombians.
What the fuck?
Yikes.
That's
I can actually believe that. I can believe
They
that.
could also
That's
knock your
some
lights out.
extra ass
You played Tekken before? Roger?
Oh, yeah, Roger. Yeah.
Nah, man, Kangaroo Jack.
That was a lost
dope.
episode.
Kangaroo
in
Jack,
Narcos.
Kangaroo Jack.
That too. Can knock your lights
There's
out.
some brolic ass kangaroos out there.
They all are.
Oh man.
I really want to see a
Talking
brawly
about some
kangaroo.
Yeah, they'd be
shit right
flexing,
there.
too.
That's the other
They'd be
way they were
flexing.
smuggling drugs in. That's what the lost episode from Narcos and shit. They were smuggling them in kangaroo pouches and shit.
Oh man.
Yo,
Oh,
Is that
I
is?
had the full rundown. Them creepy ass. She got some nasty ass like spiky legs, spiders over there, and all those.
Yeah, they do.
crazy
Yeah, they
shit.
do. Yeah, they do.
Dude,
also heard
I
a lot
really
of-
want to see those.
I also heard like
Centipedes.
someone told me like everything there can kill you,
You pretty much, yeah.
bro.
and they were joking.
You never watched documentaries?
Yeah.
That fucking pterodactyl's gonna come. Swing you
Really?
away.
Okay, that's
They
interesting.
literally jumped through the streets.
Wow.
So they're like deer in New York. Deer is like a normal thing. Right?
Yeah.
They're
So,
everywhere.
so they got to have like kangaroo crossing signs everywhere in the city.
They're basically like birds here.
That's pretty funny.
That's
I like
crazy.
that.
Oh
So
my
do they
God.
stop like deer? Do you have to hit them if you're driving, or do you have to try to avoid them? Or
Are they pretty friendly for the most part? Like, do they get pretty hostile?
You step up to one, they're just like,
Sock and box you in the face.
'Cause they'll mess you up. They will.
They
I
will
feel it,
definitely
dude.
mess you up.
I want to go there because of I've heard so many good things about it, but
koalas?
you're just gonna be sleeping one day and a fucking like 8-foot spider's gonna be like, hey, what's up? What's up? How's it going?
What's up?
how you doing?
Oh no, just chilling.
For the like the fucking women with the Australian accents.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
one of my really good friends' moms. She went there on like a business trip before, and jokingly we were like, "Get us back boomerang." She really came back with boomerang.
That's awesome.
That shit
though.
was dope. It had actual like designs on them. It was pretty dope. I lost mine.
Do boomerangs actually come
No,
back
it
to you?
didn't come
There's a
back.
guy that
They-
makes- there's a guy
boomerangs
that
do
makes
come
them
back
on
out to you
YouTube,
with
and,
practice,
Like, he,
yeah.
test throws them and
With
they come right
with
back.
practice,
That's so
yes, but
weird.
we were just like throwing angles, and it was like it would take a while, but it would come back in our general direction. Which
You
was
see that?
dope.
You see they have things like that at like Hobby Lobby where you just throw it.
She said, avoid them at all costs. They will punch you back in the next Tuesday.
What, boomerangs?
Whoa!
kangaroos.
Boomerang.
Back in
No,
next-
yeah.
Kangaroos. Got
Avoid
it.
it all. Yep. I guess like she said to you, they could punch you in the next Tuesday,
Yeah.
so you avoid them.
Jesus.
Straight throat punch.
Crazy.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
So I mean, Roger from Tekken is real. Wow.
I've seen a couple videos where kangaroos just fuck people.
Oh
up.
my god.
Holy crap, that's
Don't
scary.
flex on them. Obviously.
No, never.
Don't flex on them.
Because knowing my dumb ass would be like, oh, hey, king. Wake up, I'm already back in the States.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fuck.
I definitely want to make a trip over there, but she said it was like 24 hours on a plane, and I'm like, I can't.
24 hours
She
on
said
a
it was
plane.
Like 24 hours, dude.
Damn, I can't even do like.
I could
15.
sleep for 13 of those hours,
No,
but that's
I
it.
Can't. It's too much. I'm in the air. I
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're on a 747, so I'm pretty sure there's things to do, right?
And I'm
Right, I
pretty
mean-
sure it's still 30,000 feet in the air, and I'm pretty sure if it crashes, you're gonna die.
Oh,
I'd rather walk
yes.
the fucking Usher or swing and shit than fucking.
You heard it
take
here
a
first.
flight.
That's our next stream. James is gonna walk to Australia.
Yeah. 24 hours on a plane. That's like
I can do that.
a year walking.
I can't even do like
I can
going
do
to the
that.
Philippines. I can't even do like 14, 15 hours.
No,
I can't even do that. Because I can sleep, but like because I'm not laying down. It's not an ideal sleeping situation.
Yeah.
I only sleep. I'm like, what time is it? It's like only like an hour. And I'm like, fuck.
I wanted
So-
to ask
so
her,
that
too.
sucks.
She does like writing too. I wanted to see what have you written before? Because I want to actually go check it out. Amber, I forgot to ask you on your last stream.
There
She
you go.
like streams like she cooks and she plays video games.
Oh, really?
Nice.
that's
nice.
man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just like the Bob Ross painting and shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
really?
So she cooks, paints, and plays
She's
games.
talented, man.
That's dope.
So
That's
she
cool.
paints Bob Ross
She does
painting.
like Bob Ross paintings in there.
She just paints
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Just Bob Ross.
She should dress up like Bob Ross. I was gonna
Painting the
pitch
happy
that to her.
trees.
Just put the little fro on, you know.
Oh,
Welcome,
man.
ladies and gentlemen. And just do a little Bob Ross pick. But yeah,
Oh,
she
man.
paints, she cooks.
That's some next level
What
shit.
was his quote? It's
games.
like happy mistakes or something like that. There's no
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Happy.
Yeah.
There are no mistakes. There are just happy accidents.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's what I say about getting, like, when I'm driving. I never get lost. I just go on random adventures.
There's a goat.
Be
on
right
the
back.
road.
There's a goat on the road.
Oh, okay. If it's not a
Go.
That's Billy.
that's Billy. Billy the Billy goat.
Which kind of to kind of get that out of the way because now that I remember, Bob Ross is kind of a goal for me one day for in terms of a Halloween costume. As
Really?
Bob
naturally,
Ross?
right? Naturally,
nice,
right?
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
So
okay.
Bob
Eventually.
Ross.
I want to be the
Right.
cardboard box from Seven.
I'm gonna be.
Cardboard
I'm,
box from
That
Seven.
hit the head in.
Got it.
I would low key.
And then you open it and it's your head.
I want to be the box from Seven.
Happy
Nobody's
little
done that.
accident. Yeah, there we go.
I've done that before. Where have you seen the box from Seven as a costume?
I don't know.
Nowhere. That's right.
That's true.
I want to be Doodle Bob.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, Doodle Bob.
I was about to say that. That's another good one, actually.
Oh my god. No, Courtney, what were you about to say? I'm so sorry, but
What Jeremy just said, I could be Doodle Bob. I
Doodle
always
Bob.
wanted to do that one day.
oh,
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it next year, Courtney. Let's go.
We could probably do that.
Yeah.
Man, let's do it tomorrow, man. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't care.
Doodle Bob. I
I'd
mean,
like the
I'm not really
Jaguars
big
for
on
all
costumes myself, but I mean, you know, you could be Doodle Bob and I could be Doodle Bob's accessory or something like that. I could be the pencil.
Yeah, be the pencil. The pencil. Yeah.
Or I can dress up as a fisherman who lost the pencil. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like paint yourself
He does
orange.
Bob Ross.
Spike your
Yes.
One of
hair.
us does a paintbrush and one of us does a canvas. Bob Ross, like
Bob Ross paints Doodle Bob.
That'd be hella funny.
That's funny.
That would be funny.
That's funny.
Who's gonna be my easel? And my palette. That'd be hella funny.
Oh, that should be like a whole group thing and stuff. So one Doodle Bob and then one pencil accessory, and then, you know, we could be like one narrator who's like, the second rule, always bring a pencil sharpener.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Me no, I can't. Me not.
That'd be a funny costume too. The
Oh, that'd be
artist-
great.
Artist guy from that episode on the boat.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that'd be a good funny idea
Wait,
for an
Yeah,
episode.
like in his fisherman
Before-
outfit and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Which episode is that?
I
the
forgot.
Doodle Bob episode.
Oh, okay.
You know how the whole
so he's
premise
on his
is-
boat. Yeah, the whole
yeah,
premise is
the
he's
whole
got
premise.
the pencil, then he loses
Oh yeah,
it,
yeah.
right?
And he cries about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That artist in his boat. I think that'd be a funny costume idea too.
Exactly.
That man was drawing.
That was some bad luck.
Oh, that's some bad luck.
And just being unprepared.
That man
Doing
was
drawing out
drawing.
out of there like that. We don't know.
I hear you.
That's just something you don't question.
I feel you there. Hey, well, hey, thank you so much for sharing. So it looks like we have next Halloween all situated now as
Pretty
far as
much,
our
yeah.
costumes and stuff.
Keep an eye out.
group costume.
Next year, keep an eye out.
Next year, got it. So actually, I also wanted to kind of update our fans. So if you just happened to catch our last episode, we had drawn a couple of items out
Yes.
from a few slips of paper, and we had come to
Porno,
Yes, porno,
which
right?
we threw out.
Which we threw out, and I mean, we didn't throw it out. I mean, it's still it's on the side, but you know, James
Should we go
doesn't want to do
over
it.
what a 48 hour is for new people? Or?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So basically, what we did, we take a genre, we put that in a pot or a hat or something like that. We randomly draw 3 genres, and then after the genre, we randomly draw a challenge, which is like, I guess for the last one, we got somebody has to get shot, but it could be like there has to be a fireman in there has to be a dog, there has to be Bob Ross.
Bob
There's gotta be
Somewhere.
It must be a
Right.
stick ripping your film.
It must be. Just have Derrick on screen the whole time.
We had to randomly draw those items
Easy.
out, and then from the items that we drew out of the pot, we do a short film for. So we drew horror musical drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be in the next upcoming week shooting that film, our first musical.
Yes.
By the way,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It is taking us a bit longer just because it is a musical.
Yeah, that is what we also have to put out is that to do a 48-hour film festival and to draw a musical is literally going to be impossible to get that done in 48 hours due to the fact that we have to create our own original stuff. Well, Slick Rick down there has to work his magic and create all new songs. He has to create the music to go with it. So it's a process that you cannot do in 2 days unless you're
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, unless you can stop time. I don't know how you could do that, but yeah, we got to get the music made, and then we have to do the choreography for the dancing. So drawing, musical is going to take more than 48 hours. But
Yeah.
we will stream it so that you guys can see it as we go through the process.
We'll take out musical for the next little short. That way we don't have to worry about it too much.
And I'll admit, I don't like musical. Like to me, it's like I never saw us like doing like I saw us doing a musical, like all types of genres. But musical was like one of the things I didn't see us doing like first. So that's what I think is interesting.
I'm actually excited because it's so out of the box. Everybody's going to be tested. We're kind of just branching out of our regular comfort zones. So I mean, this is a great way to just grow and kind of develop off this too. So
You'd be surprised how much we've already grown though, because me and Moses literally thought the same thing. Like, how the fuck are we gonna go home and write a musical in one night? And then
Look
we
what you
sat
did.
down.
And
Yeah.
they did it.
And
did it. Yeah.
It was funny because we were like, how are we gonna write this? And we know who we wanted to cast. We know like what we wanted to do because we were at the gym talking like, what should we do? Like we wanna female killer this time.
What we gonna do, man?
Yeah, like, that's how it was.
What you gonna do, bro?
And we get back
right
to
in the
that-
middle of your buy and try sesh and stuff.
Yeah,
right
it
as
actually
you're.
was buying try too.
Hey, all right.
We're at the gym working out, trying to map it all out. We get back to the house, and I'm like, all right, well, let's start.
Yep.
And then you don't realize like when you find like when you even like us in general, when you find a good group of people that you can work with that are well, everything just automatically becomes easier. We sat down.
It all unfolds.
We've already written a couple scripts together, and it just flowed. Like, and it was weird because the shit that we were coming up with, we're over here laughing at ourselves because it's like. It's corny, but it's musical corny, and we're sitting there laughing at it like we're laughing. Oh, this is so corny, this is so whack, but it was super fucking good, and it was super easy we didn't struggle at all throughout the whole script.
That's awesome.
And then we get to the end, and we're like, because people don't really see musicals as a manly thing, so we're just like, damn,
Right.
But
So
we're reading it,
what?
like, this is good, this is good. So it's like each time like. As we grow, we're getting better and better, and we actually killed this one, so I'm excited for you guys to see that.
And actually, from my vantage point, so
too.
while Moses and James were formulating a script, doing buys and tries, they give me a call. I'm in the middle of Wendy's choking on a hamburger, like the triple stack hamburger and stuff, doing the complete
Gosh.
opposite of what they're doing. And yet I'm going to be the one in front of the camera.
This was a separate time.
Huh?
This was a separate time.
No, this was during Wendy's while we were eating.
Oh, really?
This is James. Yeah.
No,
this
wait,
is-
when
this is James
when I
asking me-
came like afterwards.
This is a little bit before we saw you lined up because me and Aaron
Oh,
were
right, yeah,
me
we
and
were
Aaron had
there, yeah.
already ordered up and we were on the table and then we saw you afterwards and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, right in the middle
boy
while
was
Aaron
hungry.
was ordering, I got a call from James saying, "Hey, can you do the musical for this?" And as I'm like scarfing down my hamburger, I was just like, "You're
Scarfing down my hangover.
I got it. Yeah, I got it." Packing
I
in
was
those
like
pounds that
6
they can't
songs. He was
have.
like. He was like, wait, what?
In the back, you can hear, "Oh my God, he's choking!"
Oh my god.
No, to my delight. But no, Slick Rick is excited. Slick Rick approves
Yes.
this production. Slick Rick,
Slick Rick.
Amber,
Slick Rick is excited.
yes.
I'm not sure when you came in, but we're doing.
that's like a few minutes ago.
We did our own like little 48-hour festival. I don't know if you heard that part. So we're shooting our next short film. We drew musical and a horror musical. So that's what we're shooting next for our production team. So I'll have to send you like the link to our YouTube and stuff, so you can check out our like YouTube and our Facebook of the past projects we've done. But our next project coming out is
Watch the other podcast episodes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
horror podcast.
Mhm.
We're doing a horror musical, so you should look out for that. I know you like to like you're a little. You're into writing and stuff like that, so you might actually enjoy this one. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Did you want to just keep the phone there, Jay?
Sure.
Yeah. Because if it's like someone I don't know, which is about most of your
Just trying to say, bro.
Wait, this
I
is
don't
off
know
your
your
Twitch?
people, dog.
Is off your Twitch?
That's all.
Yeah,
my Twitch.
that's why
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know your people. I don't want to act like I
My
know.
people's is awesome, all right?
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so kind of piggybacking off that. Actually, did you have anything else to say, James? I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, you're good.
Yeah, so just to kind of piggyback off
That's
that.
what's
So I mean,
going on.
we pretty much have our assigned roles as far as this production, but just to kind of stir the pot a little bit, just to kind of make things a little bit interesting, if you could swap roles with somebody else here in this production, maybe because we're not all one-sided. I mean, we all share a bunch of different interests. Coming from my standpoint, running sound and then seeing James and Moses going in the work as far as cinematography, as far as the direction, what types of shots. I've always been curious, to see what it would be like to put myself in those types of shoes. But if you could be somebody else here, if you could have a different role here, aside from the one that you're currently doing, what would it be? Just going to open it up.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
Well, just to feed off of that real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an awesome question. One, because if you get into like something that you love, and take a sport any sport, when you got like the crossovers and the ooh and ah things that
Right.
you have in that sport, or hockey, the deking, and all that stuff.
Right.
The same punches that you have in like sports that people like ooh and ah they love so much. A lot of that is in like the art that you do. When you get like that perfect shot, or you hit the perfect angle, or like you get exactly what you envisioned in your head. There's those ooh and ah moments, and so it's awe inspiring to think like in each aspect of this film, like each job has that ooh and ah moment. So like, in order to like narrow it down to one, it's hard to actually do that, because I know like I want to learn all aspects of it. But for me, I'd probably be more into like composing stuff like that.
Right.
'Cause
Nice.
I have a guitar
Nice.
at home, and I'm decent at it. I want to get better, but I love music. I love playing guitar. I love playing the drums, and I often listen to shows. Like I watch. You ever seen New Amsterdam? The new TV show. It's like a doctor show out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good show. But the score and like the composing was lacking in areas that it could have beefed up the emotion a little bit more. So like I feel like I pay attention to that, because getting to know Derrick and everything he has to do. I pay attention to that more now, and how that could help the film like instantly get better. Because if you have a moment, if you remember the world's best baker part,
Yes.
That's best baker.
and we had the woman in that interview where she started crying.
Oh, and then you cued in that.
And then you couldn't.
Yeah.
It made
cued in
the scene
voice.
like 1,000 times better, and then the tears were. I was like, "Ooh." But yeah, so like I would say like the composing and stuff like that, because it's super important to film. Super important.
Right.
Yeah. As
Eddie, what about Eddie, the Big Mac? What
So-
about you, man?
in terms of
The Whopper guy.
no, no.
Just no. All right, next one.
Fish fillet. And I was the double fish fillet,
That's true,
But in terms of me, like, of course, I love my pyrotechnics and special effects. But if I were to get into any other side of this, like, honestly, I would not mind like doing Courtney's side of it, like the acting thing.
That was my
Like-
second choice.
That was my second choice, always.
Some of this.
But like, I wanted to get into acting when I was a lot younger, but like I never did, only because like back then my parents were so busy paying for other things that I didn't want to ask them, hey, could you help me pay for acting classes and stuff like that? And they're like, and then be like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I just didn't want to put that on them. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get into another aspect of film, that kind of thing. But with Courtney and like all the other actors that have been around, like I've talked to them about how they get into their acting, and it's like I want to try it a bit, but I'm fine with my cameo like stuff for right now. So
We'll get you in there. We
yeah,
got you.
I like being in there.
Got you.
I got a quick thing from Amber. That is why our team works so well together, is because everybody on this team has a passion for what we're trying to do. That's why I love this squad that we have so much.
We love you too.
I've actually got a couple times.
I love
I've
my
had a couple
squad.
people text me like straight up like super jealous of what you have. I'm like, I'm thankful. I'm super thankful for
Same here.
being around people that like-minded people. Like I always say, it is refreshing. It pushes you to better yourself, and you need that kind of team around you, because if you get to the point where you're just weak, those people that are around you are always going to push you up. And, make sure that you're just as strong as you're only as strong as the team that you got around you, and this team is the strongest I've ever seen in my fucking life. So yeah,
Take care of your crew, and your crew will take care
exactly.
Wicked.
Yes. I love this team. They're every one of them. You haven't even met them all yet, but each one person that is on this team, they're all super passionate. Most would be like, "Yay, if he was here," but
of you. Yeah, but that, like we said, that's
Amber, if you watch the other
podcast.
podcast, you'll see most of our team.
yeah, I will link the. I don't know if we can do it now.
I don't have it saved.
I will whisper or message you the YouTube, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page, so you can check out the past podcast where we kind of go more into like how we became a team, and you can check that out there.
And don't forget to watch Don't Blink. It's on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah,
Don't
our
Blink.
first film as a team together. My first directed one.
1 year, baby.
1 year ago, we did Don't Blink. It was a silent crime noir film. It was for our first project. That shit was amazing. It still is amazing when I watch it. What we did with like minimal gear and minimal time. It was great. So I have to definitely link you that. Just check out Don't Blink, and every other is Don't Blink. Our BTS for Don't Blink's on there, and then our the rest of our podcasts.
Yeah, and then if you want kind of my whole
Whisper it to me.
Oh my god.
You said whispering. It sounds creepy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whisper it softly in my ear. I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell me your name. I want you to
Oh,
whisper in my ear. Mordecai.
What about you, Court,
You
man?
said that in a previous podcast. And
I know. Yeah,
So
I
we
say it all the
got,
time.
so we have an actor. We have an actor/composer. You could do anything, man.
Yeah,
Anything
Courtney, what would you want to do?
Honestly, it being to jump into Moses's and Nate's shoes into directing, writing, camera. I have ideas of my own that I want to shoot in the future.
Nice.
For me, it's always been a challenge to actually just do it. Actually write it out. Let my ideas come to life. I have so many ideas in movies I want to shoot in the future, but I'm just trying to find what's the best way to approach it. But I have Nate here and Moses. They can
Always
definitely
down
help
to
me
help.
out. They can definitely help
Always
me out
down to help.
and how to step into it correctly. I'm not the best writer, even though I do write a lot in my spare time. But movie writing in general, trying to get the characters down, the scenes down, it's a different process.
It's what it is. It's a process, but
It is, yeah. So, in the future, if I were to not be an actor on this team, I would definitely be stepping in their shoes as a writer, director,
Love it.
and cinematographer, working with cameras and everything. Because besides acting, like I just said, I want to make my own stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I see Courtney doing that in the future. Like after he's done with acting, like he grows to be an actor. Then afterwards he becomes a director, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And becomes a jack of all trades.
And jack of all trades.
Well, actually,
Master of
Courtney is
all.
already the jack of all trades. I mean, especially for these productions.
Yeah,
You
Courtney
I've
does
seen
help a
coiling up
lot.
those XLR cables.
Yeah.
sometimes to hold up those lighting kits.
I always try to help out on set as much as I can.
Exactly.
What's
So
the
it's a learning
password?
process, man. Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a pipe dream, Amber. You just gotta get out there and do it. You already have stuff that you've written. It's just getting connected with the right person that loves the story, and if they love
Yeah.
the story,
Yeah.
you have to fight for your spot in that film. It's your vision, so you should be able to direct it.
Yes.
Only thing that people have like this misconception of is when you direct a film, why a lot of people can't handle it is because it's not just one job. It's almost every job on a set essentially, because it's your vision, and it gets stressful sometimes for some people. But some people, like I don't know, Moses feels the same way. I absolutely am obsessed with that level of stress. It just makes me want to push harder. It makes me want to be better. So it's something that you have to work into and fight for. So it doesn't have to be a pipe dream. If you have the story and you believe in it, it's just fighting for it and then making sure that your vision gets out the way that you seen it. Because a lot of people will try to jump in there and then try to take a part of your vision away, and it's kind of annoying in that sense.
I hear you. There. What about you, Aaron?
I might have to, because I was kind of thinking about it too. But if I were to pick another spot on the team, it would be like it would be a composer. Because what's funny about me is
Nobody
that
wants to blow stuff up.
being going to school as like a video production major and like being part of a film team. Shockingly, I can't talk film nearly as much as these guys can. Like people will throw. I missed out on a lot of the classics growing up because all I did was just play video games. Like people would talk about like obviously like The Shining and everything. All the greats from back in the day. I've never seen it, never. And
Never seen The Shining?
Nope.
It's all right.
And when I say I can't talk film, I mean it because tangent. I can talk about music way more than I can talk about film, which I think is pretty interesting. But with that in mind, like I mentioned earlier, I played a lot of video games growing up. So one I want to point out is like Banjo-Kazooie. Grant Kirkhope, the guy who composed the soundtrack for Banjo-Kazooie, it's amazing. And it just captures every level and the composition behind it. It just captures it so well. Like you can imagine the level just by hearing the song itself that's playing in the background. Along with him, there's an indie game called Hat in Time. I can't remember the composer's name for it, but the composition is amazing. It's reminiscent of all the Rare games and everything that Grant Kirkhope has done. So that's also very inspiring. And also Joe Hisashi, the guy who, I don't know if he did all the Studio Ghibli films, but he did Mononoke. He did Princess Mononoke. He did Spirited Away. He did My Neighbor Totoro.
Just saw that in theaters.
Yeah, he did My Neighbor Totoro as well. And it's just amazing seeing what they can do, and just my curiosity and I know that would help me. Just trying to figure out certain things and letting that drive me as motivation to actually try and make good tracks. So
I'd say one thing real quick. As for not being able to talk film because you don't know the classics, I think that people who push that on you or were to dime you down and try to make fun of you because of that, I think it's kind of stupid. Because essentially, if you're in film, you should study what is in the past, but you can find your own beauty in different films that you've seen recently.
Right.
There are films out right now that can inspire you to film. There's animes out that I've watched that aren't Hitchcock films, that aren't any films that are classic, but the storyline and the way they shot it, there's beauty in everything. Yeah. You don't need to go classic. You don't need to know like the whole base. Yeah, it's an important part of history, but doesn't mean that you have to go there because they went there.
Yeah.
You find your inspiration in your own way. So if you find something that's recently that made you want to film, like you said, Baby Driver made you like, that you love that film, you find your beauty in Baby Driver, and then that's the film you could talk about. You don't have to go straight.
And just to piggyback on that, I mean, a lot of the new films here are already derivatives of those past classics and stuff. I mean, some of these directors, the way they get their shots or, their cues as far as, how they develop those compositions, they take those cues from those originals anyway. So you don't necessarily need to backtrack to actually understand what real film is. I mean, that's completely up to you, but what James was saying, I mean, you can find inspiration in pretty much anything that doesn't even necessarily ascertain to film, not even to music. I mean, a work of art, man, just any piece of artistic content out there.
Man, art is art.
Find your own. You don't have to do what everybody else does. You don't have to walk the same path.
Exactly.
You find your own beauty.
Exactly. And I mean,
True art
and that's the thing
is an
too.
explosion.
I mean, if you want to stand out, I mean, there's already thousands of people out there that compose like John Williams and stuff. So I mean, for you to try to emulate John Williams when John Williams is the standard may not be the best route for you. I mean, you can appreciate his work, but if you want to develop your own craft, sometimes it helps to just see what the cutting edge is, see what those people that are trying to push those boundaries are doing necessarily to develop your own craft.
Right, and I don't get me wrong, I appreciate the words, you guys, and it's just the whole like kind of feeling down about it. Like no one's actually gone on my case about that, but that's just something within myself where I was just like, oh damn, I wanted to relate to it, and I am discovering my own little things within that, like Edgar Wright, for example. Like I just not just recently. The first one that kind of got me on board with him was Scott Pilgrim, naturally. And then I saw Baby Driver, and I'm looking more into him now, and I'm like, wow, this guy's incredible. This guy's insane.
Baby Driver's dope.
And same with that, Hitchcock, Kubrick, all the great directors and everyone in the past. Like it's one of those, I can't be like, oh yeah, I love this film specifically because of this reason, but I appreciate that they are legends in their respective fields. Like I respect that. It's like the Beatles too. They're not exactly my cup of tea and their music, but I appreciate that they've inspired so many people now, and that they're just a huge influence. Like I hugely respect that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna want to learn more about them, but even for me, I wasn't straight. I fell in love with film because of a vision that I had in my own head. It wasn't something I watched. I did something, and I ran, and it was like that awe-inspiring moment where you just kind of go wide-eyed. Like that was the best thing I've ever felt in my life. And
It tickled the sack.
I pushed towards that. Yeah. Nothing that I do in directing is like sanctioned by another director. I see the vision, and it's the way that I want to shoot it. So essentially, like maybe a director has shot it that way, but I'm not trying to be that person. I'm trying to be the first, Nate or James.
That's right.
Yep.
That's essentially where you want to go.
Be the first you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And as for Amber, I understand where you're coming from about finding tough places when it comes to like the film industry, but just if you believe in it, just like you said, keep pushing it out there. Yeah. Somebody you'll get a million no's, but somebody will give you the yes because they really love it, and then once they really love it, you tell them straight up like, listen, I'll give you this script or I'll sell you this script for whatever how much, but I want to direct it.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Or you just move over here.
Yeah, you push for that one chance to get your foot in the door, and once you have that first film out that shows people what you're capable of,
use that momentum.
Yeah,
just keep it going.
Keep going.
Don't stop. Keep going.
Reference back to episode 1. The grittiest people were also the most successful ones.
I do want to take a look at what you've written too. So you have to.
We all do.
Yeah. You have to message.
we love to.
Gotta whisper
Absolutely.
it.
Whisper
it creepily.
Whisper me your whole
so we can
script. ASMR.
So we can check out some of your work.
Slick Rick wants to see yours.
Slick Rick wants to see your work.
Slick wants to see it. Your work.
She's like my t-shirt guru because she has like the best memeable like stuff. She had like the shirt that I told her I was gonna make. It was like, don't hate the game, hate the players, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Nike, how they have those quotes on their
She
shirts
has like
sometimes.
the best quotes on the fucking planet. And I was like, we gotta make these into fucking t-shirts.
It's a business.
Hate spelled backwards is Ida. So if you hate me,
I already
eat a
busted
dick.
mine out, but I mean, just kind of piggyback off that. So I mean, I already appreciate the cinematography portion of it, but I mean, eventually, I mean, it'd be kind of interesting for me. I was like, what if I was a director? I mean, because there's a handful of directors that I truly admire out there. I mean, there's guys like Wes Anderson. He did Grand Budapest Hotel. He
Ooh,
did
love that movie.
Yes.
There's just something
That's
about
on my
his
list.
feel.
Yes.
It's uniquely him. He's done Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like he's done some out there stuff.
Those are
Or I
great.
mean, even a
Love
guy
those.
like Paul Thomas Anderson. He was a director of Boogie Nights and stuff.
Boogie
And he
Nights.
also did There Will Be Blood. One of my favorite actors that I've ever witnessed. I mean, he just commands. The camera is Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff.
It's a legend right there.
Yeah, so I mean, when I saw Daniel Day-Lewis and I saw There Will Be Blood and I saw, the direction, I backtracked. That's basically what I did. And there's just a handful of directors out there that I admire, and I was just like, well, I mean, it'd be great. I mean, just putting myself into those shoes and just seeing, what would happen and stuff. But but just to kind of seeg off that too as well, so we've already gone around and we've sort of kind of gone around and seen, hey, if you want to swap roles, what would you want to do?
Yeah.
Another question I just want to throw out there: what would you want to be doing if it weren't for film per se?
What would you want to be doing, or like, what would you actually be doing?
Well, I'd want to be a marine biologist, but that's I went a couple episodes ago. We mentioned that, but like I wasn't smart enough to get into that. So right now, if I wasn't in film,
It's tough, man.
I feel like if I wasn't in film, I really have no clue. I'd be a manager at In-N-Out, and they make bank.
Yo,
They really do.
Good. That's a good kick, dude.
Hey, shit.
No disrespect.
I was getting up there.
Yeah.
Then I quit.
Do what you gotta do.
Something I've been noticing that I would like to actually try because I feel like I'm decent at it would be a motivational speaker. That's what I'd probably be doing if I wasn't doing directing. I love to inspire people, so anything that's in the field of just finding some way to inspire somebody who's having a shitty day or somebody who says, I can't do it, to inspire them to get up and do it, that is something amazing in its own. There's not I mean, you don't have to pay me money for that. That's just good for the soul.
Yeah. I would love to
So,
see like a,
you know.
like a motivational tape or a CD from you. Like in the,
I-
the
I-
cover is you like
I-
this.
A tape? Really? A tape?
I already have the headline for that. The Man of Your Dreams. You can
Oh,
get your own
God.
Man of Your Dreams too. The self-help novel. Yeah.
Oh my!
Is it
God.
bad that whenever I think of motivational speaker, I think Chris Farley? My name is Matt Foley,
Yes.
and I'm a motivational speaker.
man.
Rest in peace, Chris.
I think later
yeah.
on in my career, though, I will write something or I will take like a tour or something like that, just to get people to stop listening to the rest of the world that says you can't do something, and get them to actually say "fuck you" and go out there and accomplish something that you've always wanted to accomplish. Because when it's time to be dead, and then you're sitting in your deathbed and you're wondering or saying "I should have," "I could have," "I would have," that is probably like Slick Rick said last week. That is a legit
Who's
fear.
Yeah.
Slick Rick did say that last week.
That's a regret. That's a legit fear, and you don't have to leave this planet with that.
Yeah.
Having tried is if having tried is more than enough to be like, at least I went for it for one shot.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be kind of a cool movie by itself, right there. Like a movie about a struggling self-help motivation.
Already writing it, bro.
Oh, you already writing
It
it?
has 5 main characters, all in
Ooh.
different, all in different. You ever seen Fame?
6 steps.
Fame.
Good lord.
Oh,
It's
really?
like it's like the dancing musical video, but it's like 5 students in there, and it's
Oh,
telling 5
really?
different stories.
Oh,
So
really?
Mine's not gonna be dancing. It's gonna be like I have one dude written after myself who's in
Okay.
film.
Okay.
I have a couple other people, like one in sports, one in what's the fuck?
There's one in every place.
But essentially, it all pushes to the ending to get that feeling that when that person says yes, or you make it, or you get that chance, and then you just break. You break
Is this the
and you
one-
tear up, and you like everything that the world has lifted and put on your shoulders, and all the no's and all the haters and all that shit just lifts off your shoulders, and it's emotional because you stayed with it. You progressed through all that. You broke your chains that kept you to this earth, and now you're just up in the air, just floating and free at that moment. The film actually builds up to that moment. It's the 5-character story that I'm writing. It's gonna be. Pretty
Did you
good.
talk about that one before? Was that
I have talked to you about it before.
Was that the
yes.
YouTube thing we were talking about last year?
No, that was
Or
that
something
was that was the last go. That was a YouTube series I wanted to actually eventually see if you guys wanted to actually join up with me on that.
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, well, I'm just. The last go is a project that I wanted to do to also inspire people.
Oh, keep an
and
eye
you
out.
take a person. It doesn't have to be in film. I had 3 episodes that I wanted that I already had like kind of filmed. One is a rapper. One is my friend Kareem that he does like drifting and stuff like that. And one is like it could be anything. And I take one person a week, and we would interview you, and we would talk about how you're doing your craft, how you're pursuing it, and what steps you're taking to get to where you want to go, and then we would essentially film you doing your craft, and then that would be that week's episode, just in case, because we don't want to just subject it just to film. Like I want to do like drifters and cooks and the directors and
Everybody,
musicians,
Yeah.
and interview somebody who hasn't. I don't want to interview people that made it. I want to interview people that are pushing towards it
Right,
and that have the same mindset that we have, that are just ready for it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like, if that guy can do it, I can do it. So that's
I got a friend back home I would love to interview for that.
Yeah, that's the series I want to do for our YouTube as well.
Right.
Just
Okay.
to get people off their effing couches, man.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
I'm like, what was that one commercial? It was like a YouTube ad where it's like for a college. It's like, you could be here like chasing your dreams, but you're there sitting on the couch. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about?
I
Like,
know
they
exactly
were
what you're
trying to
talking
be motivational, but it was just insulting. And I was like, God.
There's ways you go about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're not trying to be that. No way.
Yes, Amber, very good juju. This team has very good juju. She had like 8,500 lightning strikes like next to her fucking house the other day. I'm like, I'm not going to Australia. But the devil was just summoned there. And like, he's touched down on planet Earth in Australia.
Yes.
It's like,
Or, it could have
walking
been
down-
Thor, but
Or
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
It'd be a funny game to see. You're walking down the street, like lightning strikes next to you. You're just like, oh my God. And then
Oh my God.
2 people across the street, that's $5, bro. I told you it was going to be there.
I get gotcha.
That'd be pretty funny.
Hey, actually, I mean, I had no idea you guys were doing this. I mean, this could be the best way for me to resuscitate my basketball career. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Let's go. Yeah.
skyscraping 5'6", 3¼ inches. I mean, if Nate Robinson could do it, I could probably do it. I know I'm 3 inches
Hey.
shorter than Nate Robinson, but I mean, I
Hey,
got some
man.
mad handles, man.
Hey,
yeah.
Spud Webb, man.
Yeah,
We love
Spud
handles.
Spud
Dude.
Webb, exactly. Mhm.
Muggsy, man. You got to remember
Yeah, Muggsy
Muggsy.
Bogues,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Muggsy.
yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
for-
8,500 to be exact. Yeah, that's nuts.
8,500?
son.
I would have moved out of Australia at that point in time.
You got
Like
kangaroos.
something's going down. Yeah.
And
And that day, 8,500 kangaroos were born in Australia.
That was the Big Bang for Australia.
Every time lightning strikes, a kangaroo was born.
New species of kangaroo spider.
Rainy days, a lot of thunder strikes. They probably serve pumpkin spice lattes year
Dottie
round over
saying
there.
hello.
Oh my
seriously,
God.
dude.
Yo, hey.
Hey, what's up, Dottie Lottie?
Yo,
Oh, hey,
there you
Dottie,
go.
hey.
Dottie. Hey.
What's up?
Boom.
But anyway, yeah. So, guys, thank you so much. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I am the
damn.
fun.
Oh, well,
Good shout out.
That went faster than I
yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, we're already about that hour.
thought. Final thought.
That's how it is, man.
The normal. Just follow
Yeah.
our social medias: Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on YouTube at Controlled Chaos Films.
Yes.
Check out our first directed film. Check out our podcast, and look out for this massive musical we're about to kill. And
Yeah.
if anybody else is, whoever is watching, tell your friends so that
Tell your friends, please.
Give a
bring
like
them
and
with
share.
you next time so we can have a good conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for all those who came, you're wonderful.
Keep a lookout.
Slick Rick loves you.
I'll tell you what Slick Rick loves. Slick Rick loves Courtney as well. So he was actually just telling me. So IMDb, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You want to put that out there, my friend?
Shout
yes,
it
this
out.
guy's
Wow.
rising star.
It just came out of nowhere. My good acting coach, Terrell Davis, he's a working actor.
Yes.
He was directing a project, and one thing I love about Coach is that not only does he, he obviously works on production companies and on sets and all that. He invites his students to sets to watch and study like how cameras work, how
To actually be there on the
to
set.
actually be there on set. I was fortunate enough 2 weeks ago to be on one of his sets that he's directing. And I was just there, helping out the crew, blowing balloons up, setting up the,
Any help is good help,
just
man.
helping out, And all of a sudden, he just threw me in there to be have a little speaking role for one of his parts.
He did that as a
it was
trick.
it was
did that as a
unexpected. I
trick.
wasn't expecting that at all.
That's so cool, man.
So I played the sexy bartender.
Hey.
I had my shirt was off. I had it was basically no shirt.
Did they show their ass cheeks
Can you lick
again?
this, please?
Yeah, I'll show him the wolf, man.
The link is in the description.
Part wolf, man. So I had a flannel on, no shirt. I had like this
Oh,
cool
man.
tie. I was a sexy bartender.
Nice.
And
nice.
so
Got hot in
I
here
had-
all of a sudden, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
buddy.
yeah, man, I got my first IMDb credit. A couple days later, he told me, "Hey, so you have to sign this SAG form, this
Yes.
SAG contract form."
That's awesome.
So that
Oh my
officially
God,
puts
officially,
me
man.
in there as my first IMDb credit. I was so
Dude.
happy.
Crazy.
So
You're a SAG
happy.
actor?
Yeah, you said SAG. I
Not,
mean,
not a SAG actor,
No, yeah,
but
no,
I know, but
it's a credit for
Right.
to actually have. The film is not out yet, but it's
Lady, you think?
it's something. It's something. I'm so happy. It sucks it wasn't with my crew right here, but it's still a step in the
Hey,
right
man.
direction I'm trying to go. So
I'm still proud of your bitch ass.
Still proud of you.
You still a bitch though. Not
that means we love you.
thank you guys.
I'm proud of you,
That's
man.
crazy.
Superman.
That is what's up.
Thank you.
Superman.
All right. Well,
real,
thank
though.
you so much for tuning in.
Yes,
Keep a
yes.
lookout for this podcast. We'll probably have it by this upcoming Tuesday up on our
Yeah.
YouTube page. Keep an eye out for that.
Catch us next week.
Yes. So this is Derrick,
Tuesday.
DJ Slick Rick.
Just like Rick.
Hopefully I'm here next week.
I mean,
We'll see.
We're gonna make it happen.
yeah,
man.
We'll
well,
see.
yeah.
We're gonna make it happen. That's for sure.
I'm gonna set your work on fire. That way you can come.
Yes and no, but
No, you just transfer to another store the week after.
bro.
Word. It's all about that bread.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, this is Slick Rick. That's Aaron, Courtney, James, Cheeseburger Whopper, Big Mac,
Cheeseburger Whopper.
It's gonna be a
I'm getting confused on my name now.
it's gonna be a value meal. Yeah. It's gonna be a value meal by next week.
You calling me cheap,
For the
motherfucker?
week after, so.
You calling me cheap?
No. All right. So, what's going on?
romance.
It's like I don't want to
Romance.
pronounce it. It's
It's romance.
Like,
It is romance.
That's the Australian like slang for like
What is it?
Like, goodbye.
Uru.
Later.
I think I'm saying it right. Uru.
Uru.
I heard her say it
Uru,
once.
Becky. Uru.
Crazy.
All right, well,
I'm pretty sure it's
I'll tell you
Uru.
what. All right, if it is Uru, so on the count of three, let's all sign off and let's just all say Uru on the count of three.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Uru,
I
Becky.
think we're saying it right.
We're saying
Yeah,
that.
I
sorry.
don't know if we're saying it right, but
We're probably
Sorry.
butchering this
I'm
entire
uncultured,
thing.
guys. I'm sorry.
She said to eat a dick. No, I'm just playing.
yeah,
I like her. We're gonna have her next week.
yeah.
All right, signing off, guys.
Yeah,
Signing
don't-
off.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much.
guys.